Chapter 14, Lonely Hours. The day after Gray walked out on you, you sit at the table in your shop staring at the empty couch across from you. I can't believe he just left, after everything we've been through. I hoped maybe he just needed some time alone to think, but if that was the case, he'd be back by now. You glance at the clock on the wall, and then at the front door, as though your thoughts alone will cause him to suddenly walk through it. Well, if he's not going to reach back out, then I will. Grab a crystal off the table, squeezing it as you close your eyes. The thread between you is harder to grasp, but you're still trying to pull it tight. Gray, are you there? I know you can hear me. There's no response. Gray, please come back to me. I know you think this is how things have to be, but it's for the best, but I don't want this to be over. I miss you. But all you're met with is silence. You clench the crystal even tighter in your fist, the stone digging harshly into your palm, but it does nothing to strengthen the connection. Looks like I can't use this to track him down like last time. The more you tug on the bond, the harder it becomes to hold. It's like trying to cup water in your hands, constantly slipping through your fingers until you lose it. Damn it. He can't have managed to sever our bond already, can he? You get to your feet and begin pacing back and forth across your shop. Bobby trots along at your heels, and you stop to bend down and run your fingers along his back. Do you think you could find him for me, boy? Bobby puts his nose in the air and gives a couple of very dramatic sniffs and then lets out a whine. That's alright, Bobby. I'm not having any luck either. Where could he have gone? The winery's too obvious, so is the house, or other Morrison properties I don't know about. That's it! Samuel might have seen him. Refocusing, you picture Samuel standing in the space beside you, in his stiff posture and kind eyes. Samuel, I could really use your help right now. He appears a moment later, giving you a gentle smile as he does. Ah, Iris, what can I do for you, my dear? And where is Gray? That's actually why I reached out to you. Have you seen him anywhere? I'm afraid not. I take it he is missing? Yes. And we need to find his murderer. Is there some reason for the sudden hurry? The bond we share has been slowly killing me, taking my life force and giving it to Gray. He left to try and sever the connection, and if I can't find his murderer before he succeeds, he'll never be able to move on. That certainly makes the situation more complicated. I've been flitting between the family members all morning. I've seen no signs of him, but a spirit as free as his could be anywhere. So he's either avoiding his family entirely or making sure you don't see him. You bury your face in your hands as your tears prick at the corner of your eye, threatening to spill. I should let the tears out, throw something, let the tears out. The tears flow freely as a sob shakes your body and you wrap your arms around yourself. Bobby rubs against the side of your leg, accidentally passing through part of it. Do not give up hope, Iris. We're going to find him. I wish I knew that for sure. I just need him back. I'm sorry you have found yourself in this position. I know how difficult it is to be apart from those you care for. But that is a matter of another time. Right now we must see if we can locate Gray. The only person I could call is Alexandra, but I really don't want to worry her. We need to leave no stone unturned, Iris. You nod at Samuel and pull out your phone and dial Alexandra, chewing your lip anxiously as the line rings. Hey, Iris, what's up? Not much. I was wondering if you've seen Gray lately. I haven't seen him since the masquerade. Did something happen? Oh, it's nothing like that. Guilt claws at your gut as you try to inject a cheery tone into your words. I'm sure he's fine. He just stepped out for a bit, and there was something I wanted to talk to him about. Hopefully you hear from him soon. I'm busy at the moment, though I'll call you later. You let a heavy sigh as you hang up and shove your phone into your pocket. She hasn't seen him either. I shall pay visits to the other Morrisons and look for him there. If I do find him, I will let you know post-haste. Samuel gives you a final nod and then disappears, and you sink back into your chair. After a few more minutes of moping, you shake your head and take a deep breath, straightening up. I've got to pull myself together. Gray might not be here, but there are other people who still need my help. But as you start to organize some files you've been laying out, it's all too easy to imagine what he'd say. Come on, Iris. I thought we were past this. Is there anything here that can't wait until tomorrow? After everything you've been through, I think you've earned a day for yourself. He's right. I don't want to live like that anymore. You look down at the file in your hands, finding a picture of Abuela and her family looking back at you. Willetta should be back from her honeymoon by now. Maybe she'd want to do something and catch up. Pulling your phone back out, you send her a text. Hey, Willetta. Hope you've been well. Would you want to meet up for lunch? I'd love to catch up. I was just thinking of you. I'd love to meet up. When and where? There's a cafe down the street from my shop. How about noon? Sounds perfect. See you then. A few hours later, you walk into a cafe to find Willetta already waiting for you, and the two of you quickly order and get settled at a table. It's great to see you, Willetta. Oh, you too, Iris. How was your honeymoon? I don't even know where you went. The Bahamas, a week of just me, Antonio, and the beautiful sandy beaches. I don't think I've ever been that relaxed in my entire life. I'm not sure I will ever be again. Well, with a family like yours, I'm sure you needed the reprieve. Which is exactly why I didn't have a destination wedding. Making time for yourself is important, you know? I've been hearing that a lot lately. You unconsciously find yourself looking to the side, heart sinking at the abrupt reminder that Gray is no longer there. But enough about me. How have you been? You open your mouth to answer, but it's like the words get stuck in your throat as the last few days flash through your head. Is everything okay, Iris? Willetta reaches out and places her hand on your arm, and you put on the most convincing smile you can muster. I'm fine. Just spaced out there for a second. I've been better. It doesn't sound good. It's been a rough couple of days. Do you want to talk about it? I'm always telling people to talk about how they're feeling. Maybe this will help. You take a shaky breath, swallow around the lump in your throat. It's complicated, but the relationship I was in fell apart recently, and I've been having a hard time coping with it. It's not like it's blindsided me, but I guess I didn't realize how hard it would be to say goodbye. That sounds familiar. What do you mean? That's how I felt when we lost Abuela. I know the grief of losing someone you love isn't the same kind as you feel when a relationship ends, but it is still grief. But I'm used to dealing with grief. Practically everyone I meet is dead and going to leave right after. I'm not sure that's something you ever really get used to, but maybe that's part of the problem. You're always surrounded by dead and grief, but have you ever actually taken the time to mourn, Iris? I don't know that I have. Honestly, I'm not even used to talking to anyone about this sort of thing. Is that why you asked me to get to lunch today? So you could talk about it? Kind of. I've been a bit of a recluse for most of my life, but I want to get out there and make friends. He was the one who gave me the advice, and I've been trying to take it to heart. He sounds like... She's interrupted by the ringing of your phone, and you glance down to see it's Alexandra. Oh, I've got to take this. I'm sorry. Oh, of course, go ahead. You step away from the table and answer the phone, heart pounding in your chest. Alexandra, did you hear from... You'll never guess what just happened. Curtis and I eloped. We're having a big reception tonight, and I need you and Gray to be there. You eloped? That wasn't what I expected. Me neither, but the time was just right. I could feel it. Curtis said he couldn't wait any longer, that he needed to be my husband, to be part of the family. Oh no, I got this sneaking suspicion. You bite your lower lip as your chest tightens, jealousy, sorrow churning in your gut. That's really sweet. He was so romantic about the whole thing. I'll tell you and Gray about it all later. Anyway, I gotta go. There's a ton to do. I'll see you tonight. She hangs up the phone and you stand there for a moment, still stunned, before returning to Willetta. I hope that was a good call. My friend Alexandra and her fiancé just eloped, and they're throwing a party tonight to celebrate. Oh, that's just what you need. Some fun to take your mind off this guy. And we can find you the perfect outfit to wear. I'm not sure that's going to... Retail therapy always makes me feel better, and I know just the place. A short walk later, you find yourself in a boutique clothing store, looking through the racks alongside Willetta. You obviously don't want to upstage the bride, so maybe we avoid dresses altogether. What does that leave us with? A suit? A jumpsuit! She pulls a deep red velvet jumpsuit off the rack and quickly pairs it with a short-sleeved jacket and golden jewelry. I call it boho chic. You'll be able to catch the eye of anyone you want in this. There's only one person you would want to catch the eye of, and from there, it's all too easy to imagine he's there with you. Come on, Iris, you deserve to treat yourself, especially since it's my sister's party. And while you're always stunning, you know how much I love seeing you all dressed up. Vibrant vision. You quickly step into the fitting room to get changed, and then come back out to look at yourself in the mirror. Damn. I told you you'd look great. I think good is an understatement. This was definitely the right choice. You're going to blow everyone out of the water. There's a brief, melancholy pang in your chest, but you push through it as you do a little spin. I know Gray would love this. I just wish he were here to tell me himself. Thank you for everything. You've really helped turn my day around. That's what friends are for. And we should definitely get lunch again soon. I'd really like that. And with that, you head back to your shop, feeling lighter than when you last left it. That night, you arrive at the Morrison's Winery, which has been decorated to the nines. Practically jump as Samuel appears at your side. Samuel! How many times have I told you not to do that? Samuel smirks, and you find yourself rolling your eyes. Are you intentionally messing with me? You must understand, Miss Travers. You're the first person to see me in some time. I must get my kicks where I can. I'm glad I could be of service. But you are a sight to behold tonight. I may not understand the fashion of this age, but you wear it well. I wouldn't exactly call this of the age, but thank you. You're not too shabby yourself. I wore my best suit for the occasion. A Gray is still missing, I take it. Yeah, Alexandra is expecting to see him. The last thing I want to do is let her down on her big night. This is out of your control, and perhaps he may yet show. Only time will tell. No matter what happens, I'll be here for you tonight. Then let's get this over with. You spot the happy couple chatting near the bar, and as you make your way over to them, Alexandra turns and smiles at you. Oh my god, you look amazing! I look amazing? Have you seen yourself? That dress is gorgeous. Oh, Alexandra's right. Are you sure that medium gig of yours isn't just a cover-up for your modeling career? It's probably pay better if it was. Oh, well, if you ever want to get in on that, I'm sure I know some people who could help. No business talk at the party, Curtis. I'm just so glad you made it. Tonight's been a dream come true. Oh, just the way I always imagined it. Iris, you haven't even gotten a drink yet. Let's fix that. She links her arm through yours and tugs you away. She snacks a glass of wine from a server and passes it to you. So where's Gray? Do we need to go somewhere private so I can see him? Oh, Anxiety settles low in your belly, and looking at her smiling face, you can't bring yourself to tell her the truth. He's, not here yet. Ah, of course he's late. Typical. He better show up. If he doesn't, I'll never forgive him. Alexandra, go enjoy your party. Don't worry about Gray. Tonight is about you and Curtis, and you should enjoy every minute of it. You're right. I just need to be in the moment and take it all in. But let me know as soon as he does show up, though. He owes me a dance. You got it. How's that gonna work out? Alexandra disappears in the crowd as soon as she's out of sight. You slouch. I believe you handled it perfectly. Are you kidding? I couldn't even tell her the truth. But I am kind of surprised Gray isn't here. He cares about Alexandra more than anyone. It's not like him to miss something like this. Unfortunately, Gray has made more poor decisions than I can count. Samuel... What do you mean? You are familiar with most of them at this point, but frankly, walking away from you may be the worst one yet. He had his reasons. I have not waited around the earth for centuries just to watch my descendant make the exact same mistakes I did. But there is little we can do now except wait. You should go. Enjoy the party. I'll keep close. You sip on your wine and enjoy the hors d'oeuvres, but it doesn't feel the pit in your stomach every time you look to your side and find it empty. It's only been a day. I'm sure it'll get easier eventually. You and the rest of the crowd turn at the sound of glass clinking and find Alexandra standing next to Curtis, waiting to address you all. I just wanted to thank you all for being here, despite it being so last minute. You know I've always followed my heart, and this is where it led me. Married to my best friend, surrounded by people who care about us. All but the most important one. Then her eyes land on you and your stomach flips. I suggest you brace yourself, my dear. And so I'd like to give a special thanks to Iris for helping me through what has been a difficult time lately. It's no secret that I've been struggling since my brother's passing, and it's gotten the better of me at times. But Iris was there through all of it. Alexandra, I'm just glad I could help. There you go again, being all modest when you're the one of the kindest, most selfless people I've ever met. But I suppose I'll let you get away with it this time. Just put me in your will. Alexandra lifts her glass, and everyone follows suit. I just wish Gray could have been here tonight, but I know he is here, in our hearts and in spirit. To Gray. To Gray. You take a sip of your drink, blinking back tears, then Curtis steps up to speak. First, I'd like to say thank you to my incredible wife. She is the love of my life, and I still can't believe I'm so lucky. I'm so glad you're all here, but I think we're all feeling Gray's absence. Curtis's voice cracks. Alexandra places a comforting hand on his shoulder. I was there with him that night. I just wish I would have noticed that something was wrong. A sentiment many of us share. Gray never mentioned that Curtis was at the party, though I guess Alexandra was there too, so it does make sense. Samuel, what's Curtis like? You've met him, have you not? Yes, but I've only seen him when he's with Alexandra. Most of our conversations have been him worrying about my influence on her. Well, he's a hard-working young man who has done quite a lot bringing in the Morrison business back to prominence. The Sonoma elite may not agree, but I have long considered him a part of the family, even before he coupled with Alexandra. We can't change the past, but we can look to a brighter future, a sentiment I'm sure Gray would agree with. To Gray, to us, to all of you here. And, no, my suspicion has increased tenfold. You raise your glass again, but as guests start to mingle once more, a heavy weight settles on your shoulders. Are you well, Iris? I think all of this Gray talk is starting to get to me. I need some air. As you head out of the room, waves of giddy happiness pour off the guests, but do nothing to clear the melancholy fog hanging over you. I don't believe you're allowed back here, Iris. There's something Gray taught me. It's okay to break the rules sometimes. You hurry down the hall, only stopping when you feel a strange lounging tugging at you from behind one of the doors. Opening it, you find a bedroom that looks as though it hasn't been touched in years.
I am not surprised your psyche intuition led you here. This bedroom once belonged to Gray. I suppose it still does, in a manner of speaking. No one else has claimed it.
This is all of his stuff?
Indeed, keepsakes from his childhood, other odds and ends he collected as a youth. It's a time capsule of who he was when he left this place to set out on his own. Closing your eyes, you let the energy of the place fill you, warm and familiar.
I can feel a piece of him in everything. It almost feels like he's reaching out, like there's more of himself he wants to share with me.
It's quite the bond the connection that you two have. Perhaps spending some time here will bring you comfort, Iris.
Samuel's right. This could bring me closure I need. And if it's my last chance to really see him, I don't want to squander it.
Need to feel him one last time. I'm sure it's going to be last, right?
No, it won't.
I come from the future, I know it won't. You scan the room, your gaze passing across all Gray's old belongings.
He left so much stuff behind, I don't even know where to begin.
Go with your gut. It has not led you astray yet.
No, you're right. The only way to start is by starting.
Close your eyes and focus on the energies in the room, drawing you to a shelf where you find a well-loved stuffed penguin. How sweet.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it certainly wasn't a cute little stuffed animal.
Gray was a kid once too, you know.
And it's hard to imagine.
Perhaps the stuffed animal will give you a glimpse of him back then.
You pick up the toy, love and affection wash over you as you're immediately taken aback in time. You're sitting on the patio alongside two young children. This must be Gray and Curtis back when they were little. Why you had to bring that toy? We're not kids anymore, Gray.
Gray shrugs and pulls a stuffed animal or stuffed penguin into his lap.
Waddles makes me feel better than when I'm down. Kinda like you. You want me to ditch you just because we got older? That's different. Someday we'll be grown-ups, and you can't bring a toy everywhere. I don't bring it everywhere, and anyway, I'll pass it on to my own kid then. I'm gonna have a whole family someday. You have a family. Gray pauses for a long moment, chewing his lip. It's not the same. I want to start my own, with kids, dogs, a huge swimming pool.
You open your eyes and find yourself back in Gray's room.
Samuel, why did Gray give up on that dream?
Morrisons are meant for loftier things, at least. That's what his father always used to tell him.
That's ridiculous. Family should be there to love and support you.
I must concur, but Gray did not find such things there. Even then, I think he still longed for someone to share that dream with. You let out a soft sigh as you move on, trailing your fingers along the clothes in his closet, stopping abruptly at the tug of anger you feel.
Did Gray hate this coat or something?
Not that I knew of. And perhaps it is not the coat, but something within it. Slip your hands in the pocket, finding something buried at the bottom. Why would this make him angry? Car keys. Maybe your powers can tell you. You clutch the keys tightly in your fist, letting that anger flood into you until you're sucked into another vision. You stand in the Morrison sitting room where Gray is staring at his parents.
This doesn't look good.
You received your report card this afternoon. Simply unacceptable. You're barely passing half your classes, not to mention all the ones you've skipped. I'm sorry, we don't want to hear excuses. Imagine if the neighbors discovered how stupid and lazy our son is. You won't get into a state school with these grades, let alone Ivy. I tried to tell you. If you have tried, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You will go straight to your bedroom, to school, back every day, until you have stopped being such a disappointment. His face twists with anger as he grabs his backpack and the set of keys off the side table and storms past his parents. If that's how it's gonna be, then maybe I just won't come home. You're jolted abruptly out of the vision, the heat of Gray's anger still flaring in your chest.
He ran away?
A few times, but it only stuck once he'd finished high school. Even then, his parents had a way of getting him to do as they wanted.
I understand why Gray had to get out. They were absolutely awful to him.
They would call it tough love, but not that I agree with the sentiment. They think it's what a child needs to become strong, to get a thick skin. It's not.
There are other ways to do that. Ones that don't involve traumatizing them. I'm just glad he eventually got away.
This family isn't without its faults.
Understatement of the year.
You let out a sigh as you sit down on the edge of the bed. Samuel looks at you frowning. I see this is not helping quite the way I had hoped.
It's not your fault. You've been so kind to me, Samuel. I really appreciate it.
Yes, well, if a Morrison cares about someone, then so do I. Especially a good-hearted one like Gray.
So, if I was a stranger, you'd pass me by?
I dare say I pass most strangers by, as few of them can see or speak to me. But to tell you the truth, you've grown on me.
I think I'm ready to leave. It's been nice to get these little glimpses of Gray, but I'm not sure I have the energy for more.
I understand, but I'd ask you to humor me one more time. It's a good note to end on, shall we say? He indicates a vibrant electric guitar hanging on the wall.
I didn't realize Gray played.
You reach out to strum the strings and are immediately thrust into a vision. You're sitting at the foot of the bed, Gray at your side, lightly strumming the guitar, looking hardly changed from the last time you saw him.
This must have been only a few years ago.
Brightest star in the night sky. That's not, maybe the brightest star in the twilight. There's a light rap against the door, and you look up to see Alexandra peering in.
So, this is where you've been hiding.
I had to get away from all the women Mom keeps pushing at me.
Yeah, because no one would expect to find you in your own room.
Alright, smartass, why don't you help me with this lyric then, since you know everything?
You're writing songs again. What kind is this one?
It's a love song in a sense.
His hands move over the instrument, a gentle tune flowing off the strings.
There's a part where I'm stuck on the brightest star in the twilight.
Maybe try the brightest star before sunrise?
That's perfect.
The vision slowly fades, the melody lingering in your ears, even once you're back in the present. I'm glad I got to see that.
I thought you should know that Gray had happy memories here too.
So why hasn't the room changed in years? I mean, Gray hasn't lived here in years.
Curtis very well wanted to have it cleaned. He brought it up constantly, but Alexandra insisted on leaving it as it was. She always said that Gray would take care of it when he was ready.
You nod and look around for a final time, taking in the penguin, keys, guitar, and the feeling of Gray that seems to permeate all of them. I wish I could comfort Gray.
He was never much one for accepting comfort, perhaps because so little was given to him as a child. But then again, he always did act quite differently around you.
I know I could never make up for everything he went through. But I still wish I could tell him that his parents and Curtis were wrong, that his dreams were worth pursuing.
I don't think you need to tell him that. I think you already showed him.
I feel closer to Gray than I have since he left, but at the same time I miss him more than ever. I'm just still so grateful I got to connect with him like this.
Emil offers you a bittersweet smile, feeling I know all too well.
I don't think I'm ready to go back to the reception yet.
Then let's find someplace else to catch our breath.
You hurry into the next room down the hallway, which turns out to be a different bedroom.
This is Alexandra's room. Quite a lovely space, if I do say so myself. I should know, for I designed it.
That makes your opinion a little biased, Samuel.
I spent many hours in that reading room. There's no better view of the vineyard than from there. Come now, Iris. Sit and truly appreciate the view.
Fine. I'll humor you.
Sitting down, you see the moon casting a soft glow on the trellises, making it look like something out of a fairy tale.
But then you turn back to Samuel and you spot a glistening object underneath the bed. Highball glass. What's this doing underneath the bed?
It's not just any glass. It's one of Gray's custom engraved glasses from the houses. He never let anyone else drink out of them. You lean down to pick it up, but as soon as your fingers touch it, you're hit with a rush of resentment. Immediately followed by a dizzy wave of confusion, you struggle to keep your balance as your vision blurs. Iris! You catch yourself on the edge of the bed as Samuel's arms pass through you, unable to help. Whatever Gray drank from this must have been strong. I felt like I didn't even know what was up or from down anymore. It almost felt like being drugged. It would certainly explain the fogginess of his memories the night he was killed, and why he felt he got drunker faster than he normally would. It would explain the resentment I felt on the glass. Whoever murdered him used this glass to drug him first. You look at where you found the glass underneath the bed, then around the rest of the room, frowning. You don't really think Alexandra could have killed him, do you? She never gave off that kind of negativity. I spent a lot of time around her, and I haven't so much as felt a bad vibe. There's definitely been no bad visions. It doesn't make any sense. I truly don't think she would do this. But she was there the night of the party. What other explanation could there be? I'm gonna smack you, I swear to God. Curtis, damn it! This is what we must find out. But I don't want to mess it up. You'll never succeed with an attitude like that. Give yourself the recognition and respect you deserve, Iris. Look, I might be good at being a medium, Samuel, but solving this murder, I haven't done a great job at that. Not from where I'm standing. You've tracked down, found 2 other suspects, were able to prove that they weren't guilty, and now that you've found a key piece of evidence. At least we know now that Ray wasn't blackout drunk the night he died. Someone drugged him. It's enough to take to the authorities. You rush out of the room and back into the reception, but as you weave through the crowd, you find Curtis waving you down. Hey, Iris, so good you're here. Hey, Curtis. I'm actually on my way out. Oh, I was wrong about you, you know? Not so bad. Curtis's words slur together as he pulls you into a friendly hug, and you're suddenly hit with a horrifying psychic vision. Everything is blurry, just like the other times you've tried to see through Gray's eyes that night, but the voice in your ear is unmistakably now. Goodbye, Gray. You feel the world fall out from underneath you when you hit the ice-cold water, immediately starting to sink. Your heartbeat pounds in your ears as you suck in that first painful breath of water, choking before it all fades to black. And then another image comes back to you, from the very first time you met Gray in your dreams. As you come back to reality, the shadowy form molds perfectly to the man you're standing face to face with. No, who's surprised by that one? Oh my God, Curtis is the one who killed him. Oh my God, who would have thought? No, really. Anyway, without further ado, this will be fun because I get to voice him as, you know. How did you figure it out? Anyway, if you did enjoy, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description, plenty of things to check out there. Without further ado, also consider the thanks and, you know, little features on the channel that help give back to all the work I do via literally the platform. Aside from that, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Yeah. Also, hopefully you were entertained. Sorry that it took a couple days to get this out. I've just not been feeling well. I'm gonna be honest with you. As you can tell, if you've been here long enough, right, even a year, let alone all the years I've been doing this content, you would know something's up, right? Especially with how inconsistent I've kind of been lately, and just, yeah. And then I also, of course, try and be a little bit transparent with you guys in terms of, you know, this is why it's late, this is why this is going on, this is why. I try and be as transparent as possible, as I can. So, yeah. Just, again, sorry about being late on it, alright? So, without further ado, catch y'all later, peace out.